Welcome to the Backwoods Sports Room. I'm Justin Elmore.
I'm Corey Hodges. And with Backwoods Sports Room, we will be covering all college football. We will be covering the Heisman Watch, we'll be covering conference championships, BCS bowl games, little bowl games, and of course the national championship.
Don't forget recruiting.
We'll be covering recruiting because we will be here all year long. Not only that, we'll be covering a little bit of NASCAR. Not really much basketball. We'll do some basketball, of course, for like the big games and stuff like that. We'll be doing, well, I already said NASCAR, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Okay, I'll cut that out. Anyways, we will only be covering the World Series, a little bit of the playoffs, not much. NFL playoffs, we'll be covering, of course, the Super Bowl, because everyone has to cover the Super Bowl, no matter what sports.
Except we're going to do just the commercials.
We're going to do the commercials? Sounds good to me, because I really do not want to sit there and cover the entire game of the Super Bowl.
Well, the game,
one-dimensional game.
The six hours of the game, three hours of it's commercials. So I mean,
yeah, really. But
commercials.
But yeah, anyways, this week we've got 10 big games for you already picked out. We're going to go ahead and analyze all those, and then we're going to give you some Heisman Watch, and then give you all our big picks for the week.
All right, we got the Big Ten championship game with the former Big 12 powerhouse Nebraska and Wisconsin. All right, you got the SEC championship game with BCS national championship implications between Alabama and Georgia. The MAC championship game with Northern Illinois and Kent State. The ACC championship game between Georgia Tech and Florida State. The Pac-12 championship game with Stanford and UCLA. Again this week. Conference USA championship between Central Florida and Tulsa. And some other key games is the Big East championship between Louisville and Rutgers. The Sun Belt championship between Arkansas State and Middle Tennessee State. And, of course, the Big 12 championship picture between the games between Kansas State and Texas and Oklahoma and Texas Christian University. I mean, there's a pretty good lineup this week for games because there's not that many of them, but it's a pretty good lineup of the games that they do have.
A lot of important games there. But, yeah, this week we're going to start out with Louisville's and Rutgers. And with that game, I mean, Louisville, ranked 26 passing yards. I mean, their offense, decent offense, not a wonderful offense. They're one-dimensional offense. I mean, because rushing yards, they're ranked 93rd. Points for, they're ranked 40th. And then points against, they're ranked 44th. So they're pretty close on that part. But Rutgers, their offense, they're ranked 90th in rushing and 96th in, 90th in passing and 96th in rushing. No offense whatsoever. Their points for is 95th, but their defense is huge. They've got their 4th rank in the nation
with 13.7 points. On this game right here, look for Rutgers defense to be able to shut down Louisville's offense, and I think Rutgers is going to be able to score too against this defense. I mean,
I just don't think they'll be able to because their offense, I mean, I know they've proven that they can score, and I know they can close out a game, but I don't think that offense holds up against a slightly ranked Louisville defense, and I don't think they can hold up against and score and keep up with the offense of Louisville.
Well, I think it's going to be a lower scoring game than what people think anyway. I think it's going to be
It's going to be a low scoring game. It's going to be like 14-17 maybe.
No, I'm thinking more like a 24, 21, 27, 24 game. Like
I'm calling 14-17 on mine.
I'm going 24-20 Rutgers.
I'm sorry, 17-14 Louisville.
Agree to disagree?
Sure.
We're going to cover the Arkansas State Middle Tennessee State game. It's for the Sun Belt Championship. I mean, it's going to be a decent game. I mean, because it's probably going to be a close game because you got the 41st passing offense in Arkansas State, 24th in the nation running. They're extremely balanced on offense, and they 27th in the nation in scoring with over 35 points a game. their defense, they allow 28 points a game.
Yeah.
So their average margin of winning, I mean, points against, points for is a touchdown. But I mean, then you look at Middle Tennessee State. They're balanced on offense too, as well.
But they're horribly balanced. I mean,
And they're about
because they're about middle of the road compared to some really bad schools. But I mean, it's the Sun Belt Conference. What can you expect?
But
I mean, I give them this. They are playing college football. So, I mean, yeah, they're better than most high school kids. But they're still not that great of a Division I team. That's all I'm saying. They're ranked 67th in passing yards with 42nd in rushing yards. I just don't see them pulling it off.
hey, but here's my thing right here. They average 29 points a game, and they allow 26.5 points a game. 2.5 points difference there. I mean, they play close games, and they win in the close games.
That's very true. They do survive the close games, but I do not believe they can survive this close game. I'm sorry, but I believe that Arkansas State will finish the game, win the game, if not by a 2-possession game.
Okay, because the key player in this game right here for Arkansas State will be Michael Dyer, and I'm gonna pick Arkansas State to win this game. Also, because Michael Dyer running the ball, they're extremely balanced. I like that football team. They're gonna win, and I mean that's it to the game.
Yeah, except for it's not going to be near as close as you think.
No, it's not as close as I think it is.
No, it's not at all.
We'll find out.
All right, we'll find out.
All right, we're gonna cover the Central Florida Tulsa game. It's a rematch from earlier in the year. Tulsa won by 2
games
points.
ago.
Yeah, and Tulsa won by 2 points. I mean, I like Tulsa with a running game. They're extremely balanced. They have more rushing yards than passing yards, and they score 35 points a game. They allow 24 points a game. So, but if you look at UCF's defense, they got better defense, and they score more points. They
allow 21.6 points a game. I mean, then points for 25 or 35. Sorry. And then, but I still say UCF's going to come out and pull it off because they're still mad about 2 weeks ago. I mean, they want the revenge match. I mean, and it's been 2 weeks. Tulsa's going to be cocky because they just beat them. UCF is going to be mad because they just lost. UCF comes out, and I say wins by, it's still going to be a close game, wins by a touchdown, maybe 10 points.
I think Tulsa will win this game again. The only reason they will win this game is because of the running the ball. They will run the ball, and they will win the game for running the ball. I mean, honestly, they can run the ball. They've proved they can run the ball, and they've proven that they can beat UCF. They have proven that.
They've proven they can beat them once in a close game, 2-point game.
But I think it'll probably be about a touchdown. It'll be a close game within a touchdown. Tulsa wins again.
I don't believe Tulsa pulls it off. I think UCF is still quite mad and wants that victory. And I believe them wanting it more will cause them to win.
I think Tulsa wants it more. I mean, they ain't lost, but like, I think they've only lost 2 games this year. Three games.
They both lost 3.
All close games except for the first game of the year. I mean, nobody plays great opening day for real.
And plus, they were playing a big school, Iowa State.
Iowa State were in a big school.
Bigger than them.
Oh, true. I mean,
compared to them, it's a big school.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah, very much so. It's like playing Calhoun. I mean, come on. We don't even have a football team. But anyway.
They probably don't know what Calhoun is. How do people even know what Calhoun is?
That was the reference. No one knows what Calhoun is. But yeah. Other than that, I still say that UCF pulls it off.
Tulsa.
Okay.
Alright, now we're going to the Wisconsin-Nebraska game. It's for the Big Ten Championship. They've already played each other once this year. Nebraska won a close one. It was a field goal game. If you look at the statistically going into this game, Nebraska is ahead in everything but on the defensive points against category. I mean, they have slightly more passing. Actually, they got a lot more passing yards.
Their rushing yards are amazing right now. 252 a game.
8th in the nation. That I mean, they average 35 points a game. They allow 22 and a half. And then you look at Wisconsin's offense. It's just Monty Ball. I mean, that's all they have is Monty Ball.
Like one-dimensional.
I mean, one player.
One player completely.
But their defense, though, they got a good defense. I give them that.
Yeah, they do have that. They only have 18 points against them per game.
I mean, I still say Nebraska will win this game because just focus on Marty Ball, they will win the game.
Yeah, pretty much. I will agree with that statement. I still say it'll be slightly close. I say touchdown, and field goal, something like that. But more than likely, Nebraska will win again.
I mean, it's going to be a one-possession game, close game like last time. It might be the same scoring range probably, but it's going to be a close game. I believe this time Nebraska will key in on Monty Ball, keep him from doing anything. I mean, that's how you beat a team like Wisconsin. I mean, just shut down Monty Ball.
The one player. It's sort of like back when Tebow was still around. If you shut him down, it's over.
Look what Ohio State done. I mean, look what Ohio State done against them. They shut them down.
But I mean, look what Ohio State did against everybody. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but they shut down Monty Ball completely. He only got one touchdown in the game. And he's an NCAA career record holder of touchdowns.
Yeah, okay. Big accomplishment. Nebraska wins. That's enough said about this game.
Yeah, they win their first Big Ten championship since moving over from the Big 12. Nebraska, I think they're back on the rise, heading back to powerhouse, back to where they used to be. I mean, honestly, I think
Nebraska pulls it off completely.
I think Nebraska's turning around, going to be heading back up top again.
I still give them about 3 years till they can be in the
next championship picture.
Yeah. I give them about 3 years before they get back there. But they'll be coming. We'll be talking more about them eventually.
All right, here we are for a game that's happening Friday night. Stanford UCLA again this week. Last week it was 35-17. Stanford.
Yeah.
I mean,
the big rematch. See if UCLA actually blew the game. See if they were just blowing smoke, saying that they didn't blow the game. Let's see if UCLA can actually hold up with them this week. If that's what actually happened.
I mean, seriously. I mean, Stanford's defense just shut them down.
I mean, yeah, they are. They only allow 16 points a game, roughly 17. But
I mean, if you look at it statistically, UCLA has a better offense.
Way better offense, but they have very little defense.
I mean, they got a decent defense. They're averaging 10 points a game difference. I mean, an offense in points scored and points allowed.
Yeah, but it's still not near the defense of Stanford.
Right. I mean, Stanford completely shut down Oregon's offense.
Exactly.
I mean, you got to give them a lot of credit. There's not many teams in the nation that could do that.
Other than just about every SEC team, other than Auburn.
Arkansas.
Okay.
Vanderbilt.
Okay.
Ole Miss.
Prove me wrong on that one, but.
Actually,
okay, just keep going.
Kentucky.
Yeah, Kentucky. Yeah, Tennessee. Okay, 4 teams in the SEC could shut them down. But
I still think Vanderbilt will be able to beat Notre Dame hour to play.
I do too. Because, I'm sorry, Notre Dame's not the team to beat. They just play such a weak schedule. But that's not the game we're debating now. That's for in a couple weeks. But right now, I say Stanford wins pretty big. Two touchdowns and a field goal. Stanford pulls it off 2 weeks in a row.
I'm going to say UCLA through that game. That's what I'm thinking they actually done. Because, I mean, who would want to play Oregon?
That's very true. Why even take the chance of playing Oregon? But I still say Stanford pulls it off again.
I got UCLA because they will outscore. They will actually be able to score in this game, I believe. They'll score more than 14 points in this game.
I don't believe they'll be able to score more than 14 points. I believe that 11th ranked defense will pull it off again, and Stanford will win.
Yeah, but think about it. They played just a week ago. Imagine how big-headed Stanford's going to be about that.
They won't be.
Imagine that.
They just took down Oregon, and they didn't get big-headed. I mean, they're not big-headed. They know what they can do. They execute, and they pull it off. They pull off the victory next week.
Yeah, but I think though, even if UCLA did not throw that game, imagine what they could have learned from that game right there, just off studying the film and what happened in that game. They know what to do now. I don't care. They know what to do now.
Stanford knows what to do. They already knew what to do, but they know how to do it better now because they get to watch the film.
I still say UCLA wins.
Stanford wins. Agree to disagree. Whatever.
Agree to disagree.
I'm just saying Stanford pulls it off.
I mean,
by at least 17 points.
I want UCLA to go to the Rose Bowl. Is why. I mean, I think UCLA has.
Just because you want them to go doesn't mean they're gonna go.
They're gonna sound
like Lou Holtz want Notre Dame to win, which they did. But anyway.
No. If I was Lou Holtz, I'd be going off by Alabama constantly. Touche.
Yes, very much so.
And seriously, I mean. When you think about it, I mean, I'm like a Kirk Herbstreit when it comes to this right here. Kirk Herbstreit went to Ohio State. You don't see him running up Ohio State's bandwagon right now because they're undefeated.
Very true.
I mean, you got to give him a lot of credit.
Yeah,
I mean he moved.
But the thing is, the Ohio State, they're on probation. You shouldn't be able to throw the probation out the window. That would defeat all purposes of the probation.
I mean, it's stupid why they're under probation. I mean, because of tattoo. Because they got free tattoos. That's just why they're under probation.
Yeah, but that's still free stuff given to an NCAA player. They didn't allow it to Alabama. You can't allow it to Tennessee. You can't allow it to anybody. I mean, that's why they're on probation. You can't give any free thing to an NCAA
See, look,
player.
This is why I like to compare myself to a Kirk Herbstreit. Because Kirk Herbstreit lived in Ohio, but then he had to move to Nashville because he kept on criticizing Ohio State and all the fans that go over to his house. And he had to move to Nashville to get away from them. And he went to Ohio State. I mean, he criticizes them more than anybody else.
Yeah, because he knows everything about that team. He was that team. But anyways, that's enough of that. Let's move on to the next game, which...
Alright, and here we are with the Kansas State-Texas game. Alright, here's a matchup between Colin Klein and Texas's horrible defense. I mean,
I believe Colin Klein shows up and demolishes Texas's defense. I mean, unless Texas has their game of the year where they come out, are not the team that they've been the past entire season.
Well, last week, they're ranked number 18th in the nation. They actually ain't been a bad team. Texas, they're just full of freshmen. I mean, Texas is a young team.
I mean, I get that, but I mean, from what I've seen from Texas this year, they've lucked up several times. They are not near as good. They are not that great of a team, I don't believe. I believe Kansas State runs across them. Colin Klein gets at least 2 rushing touchdowns. They probably have an extremely high score. I'm saying at least 35 points.
Yeah, but you got to take a look at what Baylor done. Baylor, no defense at all going into that game. Texas is going to be doing the same exact thing they done to shut everybody down. Mm-hmm. Which is, what they done is they had the blitz up the middle to prevent the read option play, and they kept safeties deep to keep them throwing deep. I mean, you can allow the underneath game.
Texas won't be able to stop him.
The key to this game is if Texas is going to be able to run the ball. I mean,
I still say the freshmen at Texas won't be able to handle the game, and they blow the game.
If Texas runs the ball like they're capable of doing and keep a balanced offense, they will win the game. But I like Kansas State's defense too much in this game right here. I mean, Kansas State's defense is why I think Kansas State's going to win this game, but it's going to be close. It's going to be a close game.
I mean, they've got such a high-scoring offense and such a good defense. I believe that they run away with the game.
It's just going to be a close game. But Kansas State wins, but close, because, I mean, it all depends on Texas' running game. If Texas can run the ball effectively, it will be a close game. And not only that, Texas will have a good chance to win the game. But I can't go by what I think is going to happen. I really think Kansas State will still win the game. I mean, I give keys to the game all day long, but keys don't mean it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I still think Kansas State will win this game, but it's going to be close.
Yes, very much so. Very close. Actually, no, not close at all.
Here we are with the Oklahoma-Texas Christian game. You got Texas Christian, #1 defense in the Big 12, 35th in the nation on points allowed, and Oklahoma's 48th in the nation points allowed. They average similar points allowed. Oklahoma scores way more points. They got one of the best passing games in the nation. I mean, Landry Jones' best passer in Big 12 history. But I mean, if you look at it from a statistical standpoint, Oklahoma has the edge. But
very much an edge. I still say Oklahoma runs away with this game.
It's at TCU.
I don't
TCU's
care that
defense.
TCU has been on a roll lately. I don't care that it's at home. Oklahoma goes in, tears apart that TCU defense that hasn't showed me anything in about a year and a half. And really, I believe Oklahoma destroys this game. Huge game for Oklahoma. High scoring
Not so
game.
fast, my friend. All right. I mean, think about it like it's right here. It depends on which Landry Jones shows up. I mean, which
I
Landry Jones.
understand. He had that horrible game at Notre Dame.
It was at Oklahoma where that game was at. Let's see.
Against Notre Dame. Sorry for my
I mean, it depends on. I mean, he has not shown consistency his whole career. I mean, go back and look at it. He has not been able to be a consistent quarterback. Right now, he's on a 4-game roll. That
exactly.
4-game roll,
I think that
as long as they
4-game goes to a 5-game and he blows it in the bowl season.
TCU
not.
TCU
I'm
wins
sorry.
this game.
TCU will not win this game. Oklahoma will come in, destroy them. I'm not a big Oklahoma fan, but Oklahoma will beat TCU this week.
I mean, my reason behind it is, like I said, I don't know which Landry Jones is going to show up. So, and I like TCU's defense compared against their offense. I think it's going to be a close game. TCU wins.
I don't think TCU has a good enough offense to stop them.
I think Landry Jones.
Their 23 points per game is not near good enough to keep up with Oklahoma.
Yeah, but I think though they don't run the same kind of offense Oklahoma runs. Oklahoma just runs pass.
No, I'm talking about their 23
pass.
points on defense, there, buddy.
Well, yeah, that's because they're in the Big 12. Everybody does this: pass.
I'm sorry, it's
deep
just
ball.
Exactly. If everybody's passing and they're putting up that much points against them, I mean, and Oklahoma's one of the premier passers in the league. I mean, they will run away with this game.
I think TCU's going to keep it close and they're going to win because Landry Jones, I think he's going to play his best game. I think his run's going to run out in this game against that defense. So I'm going to pick TCU because Landry Jones is not going to play his best game.
I'm picking Oklahoma with their 5th ranked passing game. They will run away with it.
I don't think they will.
I don't care what you think. That's my prediction.
Agree to disagree?
I guess.
Agree to disagree.
All right, now next we got Georgia Tech and the Florida State Seminoles. Sorry, but FSU will get ran over this week by the triple option of Georgia Tech. They're the 3rd ranked in the nation for running.
Well, that's all they do.
I know, but the points against is not near strong. I mean, yeah, they only have 15 points against on Florida State's defense. They only have 15 points a game against them, but they play no one. Florida State will go down. I'm sorry. They're horribly, I mean, it's mediocre actually. Mediocre ranked passing game and rushing game against, well, Georgia Tech's horribly ranked, last ranked passing game.
Actually, not last ranked. There's 123 teams in the.
Oh, sorry. I thought there was only 119. But anyways, basically last ranked.
All they do is run the ball, though.
Exactly.
They don't try and pass.
I don't care. They won't pass. They'll run it. I believe Georgia Tech wins. Florida State loses.
Well, this is what I think right here. I think Florida State, after coming off a hard-fought game against Florida, I mean, it had to take a lot out of them. And Manuel, the quarterback for Florida State, he might be dinged up after that game. I mean, he did not play his greatest game in that game, against Florida. But I think Florida State's going to come back. I mean, all they're going to play fundamental against this defense, against that offense. Fundamental defense against that triple option offense to be able to shut it down.
I don't believe they can shut down the triple option offense.
I mean, honestly and truthfully, I mean, think about it. Florida State's defense, one of the best in the nation compared to one of the best running games in the nation. But the only thing about the triple option offense is this right here. Is more than likely that with the triple option offense, it's easy to stop, but it's one of the most unpredictable offenses in the nation, which makes it one of the deadliest offenses in the nation too.
Exactly. That's why Florida State's not ready for it. They hadn't played it. I mean, and Georgia Tech being one of the best runners of it, I believe Georgia Tech runs all over them. I don't believe that Florida State's going to be able to stop it.
Yeah, but look at Georgia Tech's defense.
Georgia Tech's defense is horrible. I will give you that. But I don't believe Florida State's offense is good enough to capitalize.
Florida State won this game big. That's my prediction.
I believe Georgia Tech wins the game big. So, you know what? Agree to disagree again.
Agree to disagree again. But I'm going to be right on this one.
No, you won't.
All right, y'all. This right here is our Heisman segment. We're going to talk about our Heismans. Right now, I have Johnny Manziel #1.
And as do I. Johnny Manziel has done an amazing job this year. To be only a freshman, well, redshirt freshman, but he's still down as a freshman. I'm sorry, but this kid can play. He deserves the nickname Johnny Football and by far deserves the Heisman. Manti Te'o, yes, I know the discussion for him. I know on Colin Klein lost it whenever he lost. As soon as he lost to Baylor, he should have been thrown out of the picture just like A.J. McCarron was. Which I get, A.J. McCarron threw an interception. That was the only reason he was really in the discussion. But, I mean,
A.J. McCarron is still the most efficient passer in the nation.
Exactly, which I don't understand why he's not still somewhat talked about. But I will give you Manziel is better.
He should be up there in the top 5 still.
I mean, better than Braxton Miller, considering Braxton Miller is on probation.
He's not. His team is.
His team is, and if your team is, you shouldn't be able to win an award.
I think you should still be able to win the award.
I believe that if you're on probation, you have no rights to any awards, BCS bowls, or anything.
He should be up for discussion. Should he win it? No, but should he be up for discussion for it? Because he's played great.
He's played great.
It's not his fault. His team's under probation. Is it his fault? His team's under probation?
No.
No, it's
not.
But
neither is Penn State. Penn State, none of their players is the reason why they're on probation. It's their stupid coach. But I don't want to talk about Penn State. I've heard enough about them the past year. Okay. I'm sorry. I understand that it's BS NCAA rules that a player cannot receive anything free, and the stupid players took tattoos for free and got caught.
Actually, the reason I got caught is because they was putting the tattoo parlor shop was putting billboards up of the players actually getting tattoos there. As long as they got caught because they were idiots.
Yeah, exactly. But it's still them taking tattoos for free. You can't do that. So
Marquise Lee, which is up there high. He's above count. My Heisman list is right now is Johnny Football, Johnny Manziel, Manti Te'o, Marquise Lee from USC is 3 because, he's put up ridiculous numbers this year. Over 100 catches, nearly 1,700 yards, and 14 touchdowns. He's put up really great numbers. He really can't help it. His team does not have a defense at all.
Very true.
If we take him off of USC, they may not even be bowl eligible. So,
yeah, but thing is, he's still only got 14 touchdowns on the year.
For a receiver, that's a lot for a receiver.
I think he should have more if he wanted to win the Heisman. Honestly, that's one reason I don't even have I'm sorry, but he's perfectly ranked 4th, is what I'm concerned. Colin Klein, since he's in the top 5, I give him a 5th. Braxton Miller 3rd, even though in my mind, he shouldn't win it. That's why he's 3rd. Manti Te'o is unfortunately 2nd because there's no one to pick from. And, of course, Johnny Manziel as number 1.
You can make a case for Manti Te'o winning the Heisman. His team is undefeated.
I don't care.
His team is undefeated.
I don't care. They have played no one. It's Notre Dame. They have the worst. They aren't even in a conference. They're independent. and they play the worst conferences to be able to get an undefeated record. I don't even believe they should be in the national championship discussion.
Actually, they're the only team undefeated right now.
No, they're not. Ohio State.
Ohio State does not count because they're under probation.
But you said only team. Ohio State is unbeaten.
Ohio State does not count. Ohio State does not count.
I understand that, but
you understand what I'm thinking behind that? I'm talking about teams eligible for a BCS game, eligible for a bowl game. Okay.
I'm sorry. I don't believe Notre Dame should be up there. I don't care if they're the only unbeaten team eligible for a bowl game. It's still Notre Dame. They haven't showed me enough to prove to me that they should be up there.
They have 13 national championships. 13.
I don't care that they have 13 national championships. That's the past. I don't care that Alabama has 14 that they claim. It's the past. I'm an Alabama fan. It doesn't matter. Last year was last year. I want this year.
Matt Tateo is the best player. He's put up the best number. Take him off that defense, you're looking at like a 6-win team.
Exactly.
Best player in the nation. The Heisman Trophy is awarded to the best player in the nation. And I think Matt Tateo is the best player in the nation.
If you want to go best player in the nation, let's look at Jeremy Shelley. Jeremy Shelley is the field goal kicker for Alabama. He has not missed an extra point.
Oh, Holtz. Talk about Alabama. Oh, I'm an Alabama fan. And Jeremy Shelley, only perfect football. I mean, come on now.
I'm sorry. He has a perfect record. He should be at least in the discussion for Heisman. If you want to say perfect player and give it to a defensive player, I want to say
I think defensive players should be able to win the Heisman.
I believe kickers should be able to because it says best player. He has won several games for them by not missing extra points, kicking field goals.
Alabama scored over 40 points a game.
Look at LSU. If he would have missed a single extra point or missed all his extra points, missed a field goal, they would have lost that game.
That's what happened last year, remember?
Exactly my point. That's what happened last year because he couldn't hit them. This year he's hitting them, but nobody talks about them. I don't understand it. We'll stop this rant and we'll continue with our top 10 games.
The entire basis of the Heisman Trophy is the best player in the nation.
Best player, exactly. Jeremy Shelley.
Matt Tateo. Jeremy Shelley don't really have that big of an effect on the Alabama game.
Yes, he does. He has not missed a single extra point. If you take out extra points, I mean,
if you want to add a kicker to the Heisman discussion, I mean, I can find another perfect kicker in the nation.
Who's that?
Okay, if you want to add that, we can add punters. LSU's punter.
LSU's punter. He hasn't returned anything this year.
The punter?
Yeah, the punter.
Yeah, remember.
That was last year.
Last year,
that was the taunt last year.
Where you faked the punt run for a touchdown?
Yeah, that was last year. We can actually throw up a picture real quick of him taunting, and that was last year. But anyways.
Seriously though, the Heisman Trophy is based on...
And speaking of taunting, while we're on this discussion, I'm sorry, but in the Texas A&M Alabama game, number 25, I don't remember his name, but his taunts...
Little Holtz over here.
I'm sorry, I'm on the Alabama kick right now. We're getting Alabama. I still think Alabama's a better team. On statistics alone, Alabama will win. But anyways, that's for later. But right now...
All right, Lou Holtz.
Okay, I'm not Lou Holtz. I'm Corey Hodges. There's a complete difference.
But you like him because Notre Dame.
No,
just like him. You are just like him.
I have no connection to the College of Alabama at the moment. But...
Keywords at the moment.
But anyways... What I wanted to say was, the player, number 25, taunting in the middle of the game. I mean, if you're going to take away a punt return because he taunts, why not take away a catch? Why not take away something like that while he's taunting? That's just my question right now.
I mean, all he done was that right there.
And he yelled and looks at the players. I mean, come on.
I mean, they would beat the number one team in the nation. You can't help it. You're getting excited, so you're just like,
well, what about, like, Brad Wing jump as he's running, just doing this? All he did is spread his arms and look at another player. I mean,
yeah, you held the ball out at him like it's right here.
Well, he was running the ball. I mean,
no, he had the ball. The defender right there held out for him to grab it and pull it right back.
The defender wasn't anywhere close.
All right, me, you think of a different play.
No, we're not.
No, it wasn't LSU player. There's one of the players where they're sitting running the end zone. They held the ball like it because there's defender right there, right behind him. He held the ball like it got called back. And he held the ball like right there because there's a defender right there. Just jerked the ball back before he went in the end zone.
I think you're half retarded. But anyways, okay, we got to get on with the rest of the show. We got to get to the rest of the top 10 games, the MAC championship, the SEC championship.
That's it.
That's all we got left?
Yeah.
All right. Wow, we're running ththrough this.
Still, Matateo is the best player in the nation.
Matt Tateo was not. Johnny Football is.
Agree to disagree?
I'll agree to disagree on that one.
All right. This one here is going to be the MAC championship game between number 7 Kent State versus 21 Northern Illinois. All right. This right here, you got two great rushing offenses versus each other. I mean, they're similar when it comes on. They're similar on defense and they're similar on offense. I mean, it makes up for a great matchup. I mean, I think it's going to be a close game, but I believe it's Kent State's year, and I believe they will win this game.
I believe that the NYU defense will pretty much hold the Kent State offense, and Kent State NIU, will pull it off in a close victory.
Kent State, I mean, I just believe it's their year. I mean, they've had everything go their way this year.
I believe their year is about to end.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Northern Illinois is a good ball club.
I mean, Kent State lost to Kentucky. I mean, come on.
That's an SEC school.
An SEC school, one of the worst ones. I mean, we're still going to toss up between a lot of them that are the worst ones.
I mean, who's worse than Kentucky? Kentucky's the only one that did not win a game. Tennessee beat Kentucky.
Exactly.
So that kind of throws that discussion out the window. They are the worst team in the SEC.
Well, what about Auburn? I mean, Auburn and Kentucky didn't play. I mean, we need that. We need that bowl game. We need that bowl game. How about Auburn and Kentucky for worst team in the SEC?
Oh yeah, that there would be great right there.
Best game ever.
That would be the worst game ever.
Well, it'd be a high-scoring game. No defense anywhere.
No offense either.
I mean, might as well just tell the defenses to stay in the locker room, and we'll just have practice completing the ball, running the ball. I mean, that's all it would be. Who can score the quickest? We'll just time how long it takes them to score, and then there we go. That's the game.
Yeah, but there's one problem there. If Auburn, they played out against Alabama, even with nobody on the field, they wouldn't be able to score.
Exactly. That's what I said. Kentucky will no longer hold the rank. Auburn will get the rank of worst team in the SEC.
I mean, Auburn's offense is just horrible.
Very much so. I mean, I feel sorry for Auburn fans, and I respect the Auburn fans that are still sporting their gear. I mean, that's a true fan for you. But come on. I'm actually glad y'all got rid of Chezik. I mean,
Chezik needed to be gone. I mean, there was too much controversy.
There was no reason for him to have been there in the first place.
The only reason he was there is because he's the defensive coordinator.
Exactly, and they thought he would be awesome. He wasn't. Cam Newton won a championship for him. And
that was not his coach. None of his players at all on the team.
Cam Newton won the championship. They should take Auburn off of the championship and just write Cam. University of Cam. That should be it. That's all that should be on that.
Cam Newton.
And then they could take it away. Just like they might do with the Heisman.
They started a discussion about it, they stopped it, and they started back, and they stopped it.
I know, it's just a bunch.
What are they actually going to do with that?
I have no clue. I'm sure it's still under investigation.
I mean, they don't tell them what really happened. Nobody knows what really happened.
I mean, I say just, it's in the past. Why does it matter? Just let them keep it.
It's like, well, no, they want to be like that. They should let Reggie Bush keep his.
That's very true.
I
mean, I feel sorry for Reggie Bush. I mean, he took the money because his family was bad off. Took the money and he was able to have nice stuff. I mean, why not?
Actually, he got a house and his parents a house.
Exactly. His family was basically completely in poverty. I mean, it's completely understandable. But let's quit talking about that. It's time for the SEC championship.
No, it ain't. It's time to see. Close game. On this right here, we're going to finish the game first.
I'm done with this game. It's a close game. I mean, but NIU pulls it off.
Kent State, close.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm done with that SEC championship time. We got Georgia and Alabama playing in the SEC championship for the chance to go to the national championship. I mean, what better basically playoff system right here in the works? I mean,
this is a playoff system. I mean, the way that SEC is a playoff.
Exactly.
Last year
they won the playoff. I mean,
not last year. It was SEC versus SEC.
Exactly. That's what I said. They both won the playoff. So then they both got to go.
And the thing about it is, if they implement an actual playoff system,
that's just going to play more in the SEC's favor, which no one understands in the Big Ten. All they can think of is, we'll finally have a chance.
Make that voice again.
Shut up. Anyways, let's go on to this. Let's find the game here.
Georgia, Alabama. Hey, I wonder if Georgia's going to black out for this game.
More than likely, I would say they actually no. They have to be the white. They have to be a away team.
No.
Yeah, they do because the highest ranked team is home.
The way it looks though, it looks like they're home on this right here.
Yeah, it does. Well, dang. Most of the time, highest ranked team is home, and the lowest ranked team is away.
I think I've been wanting to white. Hey, they black out. Remember what happened last time they blacked out?
Exactly. Back in 2008.
Yep. No show Marino. Did not show up in that game at all.
I mean, come on. That was amazing game. I loved that game completely. Because all my friends that are Auburn fans were sitting there rooting for Georgia. I mean, we had a big party for that one, actually.
Welcome to a special season-ending edition.
Oh, I have to edit this out.
Live right here. All right. On Georgia's. Is that Georgia?
No, that right there should be out. No, that is Georgia. That's Georgia.
Georgia and Alabama both have very efficient quarterbacks. I mean, the only thing about it is Aaron Murray has not been able to step up in the big games. And the clutch is where A.J. McCarron is his best.
Well, Aaron Murray stepped up for the Florida game, though, which got him in this position.
Yeah, but he's the reason I was down in the Florida game, too.
Exactly.
So,
but he was able to step up, put everything aside, and close out the game. So, I think it's going to be a great game. But I believe the Alabama defense will pull another one off.
Honestly,
and the Alabama offense will be on key. Ever since their loss, they have been on key.
This is the way I view it right here. Aaron Murray, he is a good quarterback. He is one of the best in the nation. He goes very unnoticed because of what he plays in big games. In one possession games, he's thrown for 14 touchdowns. He has a higher completion percentage than what A.J. McCarron does. But here's the key thing right here. He has 6 interceptions to A.J. McCarron's 2 this year. Touchdowns are fairly close. Completion percentage he's 10 points ahead on completion percentage. And the thing about it like this right here, Alabama does not allows the fewest points in the nation. Their defense, best in the nation. Offense, passing wise, not the best.
Not the best, but they're still highly ranked. 15th for points for. 15th high scoring offense. Come on. And that's coupled with the number 1 defense in the league, you can't beat them. You can if you're Texas A&M.
Exactly, Johnny Manziel.
Exactly. They had a horrible game.
That's coming off 3 road games in a row.
Big games in the SEC. On the road, came to their home game, and they were down. I'm not going to plead anything for them against Texas A&M. Texas A&M is an amazing team. But I still say Alabama wins this game.
If you look at it, think about it, my thing is here, which Aaron Murray show up. If it's a good Aaron Murray,
it's going to be a really close game.
No, if it's a good Aaron Murray, only I'm worried about, only in this game right here, is the key to this game right here is Alabama's secondary.
Yes. Very much so.
And their front 7, because Alabama does not have the big defensive linemen knowing that they've had in previous years. And now, they ain't as good as getting pressure on the quarterback as they've been in previous years. I mean,
so that means that gives Aaron Murray more time to pass.
exactly, which is why their secondary is not as good as what it's been in the past. They're the same on talent-wise, pretty much. It's just that
they have to do more now.
Exactly, but they are the most physical defensive backs in the nation. And I think Georgia overall has more talent on defense. But
Georgia's offense won't be able to handle the Alabama defense.
But what I was going to say was, but the talent, having more talent does not mean nothing. It depends on how well you play as a group.
As a group, exactly.
And Alabama's team plays as a group, which makes them better.
Unlike Rambo and all them that want to sit there and be the number one star.
Jarvis Jones is going to give Alabama trouble.
Jarvis Jones and Rambo both will give him trouble. But I believe that Alabama will be able to keep the composure and be able to overall win the game by 7 to 14 points.
I think Alabama will win, but they can have the rest in the hands of Jeremy Shelley.
Very much so.
That's
exactly. My Heisman pick is who is going to win the game. This is why I said the kicker should be able to win the Heisman, because games rest in the hands of kickers so many times. Look at Notre Dame. Notre Dame is only in the national championship because of their kicker in overtime.
And actually, no, it's because of Pitt's kicker. Because Pitt's kicker missed the field goal, which is straight ahead. It was like an extra point and missed it.
But they were able
It's the only reason they won that game. Only reason they won that game.
But they were able to hit the next field goal.
No, what happened was, actually, Pitt's kicker did, and then Notre Dame scored a touchdown. That's what happened in that game. Because Pitt had a field goal to win the game. Upset them. But guess what? Missed it. Wide right.
I know.
Sounds like Florida State, don't it? Wide right. Wide left.
What about Oregon's kicker? I mean, come on.
He ain't been on the field all year. I'm sorry. He ain't been on the field all year. He couldn't help it. All he does is kick 6 points.
He never has to kick. So, I mean, I'll give him that one. But, I mean, you got to cut him up in clutch situations. And that's why Oregon is no longer in the debate for the national championship, because, once again, the kicker blew it. The kicker is one of the biggest parts of the game.
Punter is too.
Punter is too. Brad Wing, that's why LSU is so good. Well, one of them. I mean, Brad Wing is an amazing punter. I mean, can run it. He can pass it. I mean, if they do fake punts, that's why they're able to do fake punts all the time.
No, they do fake punts because Les Miles is always cocky and wants to try to do stupid stuff.
Because he knows his players can do it.
It didn't work against Alabama, did it?
Didn't work against Alabama. Almost did.
It almost
Well, the fake punt didn't, no. They called that all the way. But, I mean, his cockiness almost pulled off for him.
I mean,
speaking of Les Miles, what about his Arkansas deal?
He didn't take it, which does not surprise me because,
I mean, considering he got a major raise from it and a 5-year extension out of it.
Well, that ain't the thing about it. Man, he come into a good situation at LSU that Nick Saban turned that program around.
Uh-huh.
I mean, because I don't think Les Miles is a coach enough to be able to build a program up.
He can just maintain a program.
Exactly. I mean, he's still on Nick Saban's surge. I mean, that's the only reason LSU is the way they are.
Yeah.
Because Nick Saban.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, before Nick Saban, LSU was who? Who's LSU?
They were a mediocre, usually 20 ranked team.
No, they weren't even that.
Yeah, they were usually about a 20th ranked team.
Before Nick Saban?
Yeah, before Nick Saban, they were usually about a 20th to 25th ranked team.
They had no chance of ever winning the national championship.
No, they didn't. Not before Nick Saban. Had no chance. But once Nick Saban got there, he turned the program around, took it up, but we're completely getting off schedule, off key here. I mean...
All right. So, let's say Georgia win this game, right? Let's say Alabama wins this game. If Alabama wins the game, what do you think the keys would be in a Notre Dame
Alabama game?
At Notre Dame, Alabama.
Stopping the pass. Well, for Alabama to win, they'd have to stop the pass, keep their mediocre run game down, which, I mean, Alabama has no problem with the run game.
Except whenever Johnny Manziel did it.
Yeah, but Johnny Manziel, that was like Tebow. We couldn't stop him one year. The next year, they'll more than likely stop him. That's why I say Manziel deserves the Heisman this year. This is going to be his year. More than likely, at least by his senior year, they'll have him figured out. He won't be able to run.
He's probably going to stay till next year and go pro, more likely.
He has to stay till his junior year.
No, he don't, because he redshirted, remember?
Yeah, I forgot about that. But anyways, back on topic. Notre Dame to win is going to have an extremely good defense. Their offense is going to have to be able to run the ball. Be able to, once they start running, they'll open up their pass game, and then they'll be able to pass it. Manti Te'o is going to have to have a wonderful game against the Alabama wide receivers.
I mean, here's my key to Alabama Notre Dame matchup. The keys is Notre Dame's front seven versus Alabama's offensive line. That's a key matchup there.
I believe that Barrett Jones is going to pull his team around that. And I believe
Alabama has the biggest offensive line in the nation and one of the best. Everybody says it's the best. They're not the best. They are not that great. They're good.
I believe Barrett Jones is amazing. And
Barrett Jones is the only reason.
He's the reason why they are so good, because his brains and his knowledge of every position, because he's played all 5 positions.
He's won the national championship as a tackle and a guard. And
exactly. That's what I'm
saying.
He's a chance
to win that championship at all the positions on the line.
Exactly. He knows every position exactly how it's supposed to be played. So that's why he's so good at instructing his team of the offensive line on what to do.
But think about it like this right here. Alabama's offensive line versus Notre Dame's front seven. That's a key matchup there. But that cares on Notre Dame's defense. They got to stop the run. But here's another key matchup. Eddie Lacy versus that whole defense.
Very much so. Can Eddie Lacy run against that defense?
T.J. Yeldon versus them. Yes. Alabama has so stacked at running back that they have to figure out the different running backs. All of them are fast and strong.
Exactly. And then Cooper. You got to defend Cooper constantly.
Amari Cooper. Get pressure on A.J. I mean, Alabama's offense, it just has so many different weapons.
Exactly. It's not like the standard Alabama team of the past, where the offense is just so mediocre, and then it's just you rely on the defense to stop them every time till the offense can do enough to score the ball twice.
And it ain't like, previous Alabama where it's just nothing but run the ball.
Exactly. They're able to pass. Passing is the key to Alabama's success. A&M was able to take away the run and the pass for most of the game till the very end of the game, mainly.
I mean, yes.
And at the end of the game, Alabama should have won that game. Blown play calling and an interception lost in that game, or else Alabama would already be in it pretty much.
Yeah, but here's another key matchup for me in that game if Alabama wants to play Notre Dame. Everett Golson versus Alabama's defense.
Very much so.
I mean, a freshman quarterback. Everett Golson, you forget, he is a freshman.
Very much so. Is he going to be able to be composed enough in that big game and not let it get to his head, affect his mind?
Plus, the complexity of Alabama's defense, the most complex defense in the nation, by far.
Yes.
I mean, because,
if they want to affect Alabama's defense, they're going to have to go to a hurry-up offense. That is the best way to affect Alabama's defense.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Alabama's front three, because they run a 3-4 defense, the front three does not get pressure on the quarterback. What gets pressure on the quarterbacks, blitzes, and sometimes they show a blitz, sometimes they don't.
Exactly. They wait till the last second to show what they're going to do. And I mean, they're the best in the league at that.
Can a freshman quarterback actually be able to read that? I don't think so. Johnny Manziel really wasn't able to do it.
No, he wasn't.
He just got, I don't know how.
He got lucky many a times, but he made it pay off, and their defense was able to
somehow, you just can't tackle Johnny Manziel. I mean, you just really can't.
That 21-point surge at the beginning of the game is what killed Alabama.
They come back from that, by the way.
I know they came back from that, but they could never break that deficit.
They broke it down to 4 points or 5 points.
Exactly, but there was never enough time to catch them because Johnny Manziel continuously scored after that.
Alabama had a chance to win that game, but they screwed it up at the end.
Yes, they did. They very much screwed it up at the end, but that's the past. Let's get off that game. Let's go to a
Georgia matchup.
Yes, very much so. Georgia, I say Aaron Murray has to show up, and their defense has to show up. Their pass defense, which I believe is good enough to destroy Notre Dame. Either way, SEC wins again.
I'm
sorry, but the SEC is gonna win their 7th in a row.
Yeah, I mean,
Either way, SEC will win.
But you gotta take into account Notre Dame. I mean, they ain't a bad team. They're just
And they also have a month to prepare. But so does Georgia, or so does Alabama. Both teams have a month to prepare for the game.
But here's the thing right here: Notre Dame has not been in this kind of situation. Alabama has.
Exactly. Almost every player on Alabama has been in this situation last year.
Exactly.
And then Notre Dame hasn't been in this situation since when? 89? I mean,
Lou Holtz coach.
Exactly. That's
Lou Holtz.
Shut up. I'm not Lou Holtz. Anyways, but that's my reason behind this. Notre Dame blows the game. Notre Dame.
Brian Kelly, in fact, has never been in that situation.
Exactly. No matter what, Notre Dame will blow the game. That's my prediction on both games. No matter what, SEC wins.
Yeah, it's funny. ESPNU did a thing on with the spreads, and it showed up against the top 5 SEC teams. Notre Dame's an underdog too.
Exactly, because Notre Dame is not the team to beat at all.
We should put them 6th in the conference if they was in that SEC.
Oh yes, I mean Notre Dame, and no matter what conference they go to, unless they go to Sun Belt, ACC. Maybe the MAC, the WAC. Or is the WAC still in play anymore? I don't remember.
They're down like 4 teams.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
everybody's on left to go to the Pac-12, Mountain West.
Exactly. I'm sorry, but it's them not being in a conference and them being able to run the table because they're not in a conference, so they get to pick their games. And get to pick all these easy teams.
Yeah, but now they're scheduled up to where they're sort of in the ACC, but they're not officially in the ACC. Starting a couple of years where they got to play 5 ACC games.
Yeah, but that's not this year. This year, they haven't played enough people. I don't believe in Notre Dame at all. Notre Dame has had one of the easiest schedules in the nation.
If Alabama had their schedule.
And I'm talking about
If Alabama or Georgia had that schedule,
but being that close to Purdue, I mean, come on. Purdue, Pitt. One of those P teams.
Both of them are close, actually.
Exactly. Anyways, there's no way that Notre Dame can win. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's it. I'm done. I'm done with Notre Dame.
Notre Dame is not a bad team.
I said it was done. I said done with the discussion. I mean done.
I don't want to
hear anything else about Notre Dame.
But they're not a great team, though. Alabama and Georgia are great teams.
So what you're saying is Notre Dame is Vanderbilt? Yes.
Slightly a step above Vanderbilt.
I don't know. I think Vanderbilt would beat Notre Dame. I mean, honestly, I think they would. Except for in the 4th quarter, Vanderbilt usually does not have the depth.
Did you see what they done against Tennessee? You see what Vanderbilt done against Tennessee?
I know. They did that in the first 3 quarters. Didn't have to do anything in the 4th quarter.
Did you see what they done against Wake Forest?
Wake Forest is Wake Forest.
Notre Dame beat them 38-0. Vanderbilt scored way more points on Wake Forest.
Exactly my point.
But Vanderbilt let them score, though. That's the only difference.
That doesn't matter. I mean, whenever your offense can score more, it doesn't matter. I'm sorry. Vanderbilt would beat Notre Dame. Now I'm done with Notre Dame. Do not bring them back up again. No.
Don't call Lou Holtz. I will call Lou Holtz.
Whatever. Me and Lou Holtz could have a major discussion right now, and I would make him believe that Alabama's the better team, or Georgia, any SEC team, except for Auburn or Kentucky or Tennessee.
Or Mississippi State or Ole Miss.
I don't know. Mississippi State at the beginning of the year would have beat Notre Dame. Right now, no.
Yeah, because they lost to Ole Miss.
Yeah, exactly. Ole Miss, I don't think would ever beat them.
Hey, but they're bowl eligible. So.
Arkansas too. Arkansas would get beat by them.
Yeah, Arkansas ain't even bowl eligible.
I don't see why Florida's up there. Florida, I think, is not that great of a team.
They're probably the 3rd best team in the nation. I mean, can't argue with that.
I don't know. I just don't like Florida in the picture. It's just not.
That's because you hate Tebow because you're an Alabama fan.
I don't hate Tebow anymore. I just hated him when he was there. And I didn't really hate him. I just didn't like him.
But you don't like Florida because you're an Alabama fan.
That doesn't make sense. Why do I like LSU then?
That's the reason. That's why you're making it seem. Your reason I hate Florida is because you're an Alabama fan. That's why you're making it seem.
It's not that reason, and I just don't like. I don't like Tennessee. Tennessee.
That's because you're an Alabama fan.
No, because I didn't like Phil Fulmer, and Phil Fulmer ruined that college for me. I don't like Phil Fulmer. He's still associated with that college by his one national championship. So I don't like Tennessee.
I like Tennessee because Peyton Manning. Everything else about him, I hate him. I mean,
whoop-de-doo about Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning, greatest quarterback in football history.
No, he's not.
Yes.
No. What about Joe Namath?
Okay, here's the difference.
You said history. History.
Joe Namath had a team around him the whole time. When he was playing, he had a team around him.
Yeah, because he blew his knee out. Until he blew his knee out, he was an amazing quarterback. And then once he blew his knee out, yes, he did have a team around him. But he was able to pass to his teammates.
Peyton Manning did not have a team around him at all, and he still finds a way to win Super Bowls.
That's in the NFL. You're talking about in college.
In college, he cannot beat Florida. I mean, that's one thing he never done was beat Florida.
Exactly. He was not the best college player.
He came in second to the Heisman.
Exactly. He didn't win the Heisman. Discussion over.
The funny thing about it is they won a national championship the year after he left with a black guy at quarterback.
Why does it matter if he's black?
I mean, the stereotypical black deal, SEC.
I know. Most of the time, unless you're Auburn, you don't have a black quarterback. I get that. But
I mean, it's the truth.
Yes, very much so. Auburn is basically the only SEC team that keeps a black quarterback. But,
they were not doing it too.
Well, I guess that wraps up our show, actually.
We're going to edit a lot of this.
No, we won't. We got 25 minutes of us debating.
Yeah, but it's kind of...
All right, guys. Well, I guess we're done. So, don't forget to follow us on Twitter.
The Sports Room.
The Sports Room. Or Facebook. Backwoods Sports Room. Or YouTube, which you're watching us on now. Don't forget to like our channel. Keep a watch on our channel. Subscribe to our channel, yes. And, well, that's about it.
Until next time.
Roll Tide.